Hello and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. Today's topic is about the buyer's journey and helping small business owners understand how to nurture a potential prospect through that flow of from just learning about you to understanding that you are the one they want to work with. And so today's special guest is a very dear friend of ours, Tech with Heart's ambassador business coach. His name is Jason Reid, and he is full of innovative ideas and helping small business owners stay successful, especially stay competitive in today's rapidly changing online digital world. So welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Jason.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Now, we are so thrilled that you are continuing to show up to provide our small business owners with insights, because I can talk tech tools all the day long. I mean, really, honestly, I could. Those are the fun tools for me. But if you don't have a strategy behind the use of those tools, then you're kind of getting your cart in front of your horse, like repeatedly. And I see that happening with so many small business owners. And so that's one of the reasons why we have the Tech with Heart show, to bring on experts like you that can even talk about strategies, systems. What can we do to use those tech tools to actually make things happen and create conversions? And I know we're going to talk about conversions towards the end of today's interview. So let's get started with help small business owners understand, what is this buyer's journey that you refer to?
Sure. So the buyer's journey is what every buyer or customer that's purchasing again goes through when they are considering purchasing a product. So 1 to 3% of the people that are making purchases are in that buy now mode. They're ready to buy right now. But the majority of people out there are going through a process to buy something. So the first of those processes is becoming aware. The next process is, should I buy? The next process, fortunately or unfortunately, is, why shouldn't I buy this? And then finally, I've decided to buy and who I should buy it from. So each one of those pieces is something that's going on in the buyer's brain as they buy something. And I would say, even the people who are buying something impulse, like I use this example, when I go to the store and buy Tic Tacs, I'm actually doing that buyer's journey. I'm just doing it really, really quickly, versus if I'm researching and buying a vehicle or a home or something that takes a little longer to process. It's the same journey. There's just a lot more happening for most of the items out there that your viewers are probably working with to move down that journey for their buyers.
So thank you for that explanation. And so maybe we'll get a chance to dive into each one of those phases a little bit, because I know I was just shopping for socks. I went online. I wanted to just see what was out there. So I just did a search on Google, and boy, oh boy, did I have a lot of options. So ultimately, yeah, I had to go through quite a bit of a discovery process, and then ultimately the buyer's journey. And things like I read reviews, of course, I'm looking at cost, I'm looking at brands, I'm looking at ratings, all of those things. So I know there's a lot that goes into the buyer's journey. And when you say, all of these phases, and some of it's really short, like you were saying, it can happen within a couple of seconds, because you kind of went in knowing what you wanted. But typically online, can you talk to us a little bit about what those processes are for a small business owner selling maybe a service online?
Yeah, so I would just, dial it back and say marketing is a strategic approach to things. And if your buyers are coming to you online, people don't realize this because there's so much happening around them today that the average American sees between 4,000 and 10,000 ads every single day. That's just a substantial amount. And so what you really have to do is differentiate yourself from everyone out there. And we've talked a little bit about your market dominating position, unique selling position, and we can talk about that if it makes sense as we go through this interview a little bit. But the first thing is making them aware of who you are, what your product does, and that problem that it solves. So you want to address the problem they have that they don't want, and the solution that they want and don't have. So in the awareness, that's the very first piece of just making them aware. So if it's an online solution, whether they're coming to you organically or coming to you from some sort of ad, whether it's Facebook or Google's or whatever, you want to make them aware. And then right then, again, only 1 to 3% of those are ready to buy. So you have to approach them with compelling information. And I don't want to get ahead in any of the questions you're asked, but compelling information to then move them to the next phase, or nudge them, as I like to say, down that journey.
So can you maybe give an example of, because I've seen this approach be done multiple different ways, and sometimes people create what they call a long sales page, so that when you say nudging them down the next phase, it's a matter of them scrolling on a web page. Or can you allude to some other experiences, user experiences that you've seen that work?
Sure. So you want to, and I'll talk a little bit about the conversion equation. So when they get there, the first thing that you want to do is kind of have that interruption. So what is it that really gets their attention? The next little piece, whether it's a video of your product or your service or someone talking, you want to engage with them based on what you've interrupted with them with. And then after that, you educate them. So why is your product or solution different or better than what's out there? And then you want to provide them a compelling offer. And so many people, that compelling offer, they think, well, I'm going to throw a discount in, or I'm going to go 10%. Well, discounting is a race to the bottom. Your compelling offer, and again, it depends on how long your sales cycle is really how do you engage them for the next time that they're out there. So I think we've talked about video services before. And so why do they come there? So you interrupt, you engage, why are you different? And then the next thing that you might have is not just offer, sell, buy this product now. It could be something like, here are the 5 tips that you need to know today before you even purchase a video servicing solution or program. So you're starting to move them as you're the expert in video servicing or products, and why they should choose you. So when they move to the next phase, you're already at the top of what they're thinking.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
And all of this can be done on one web page, but you're giving them an opportunity at that juncture where they're trying, they're coming up with, why shouldn't I buy from you? That was part of the buyer's journey, and we call it overcoming objections, right? So you could give them additional information for free. This is where it's a good, some people refer to it as a lead magnet, some form of value, extra added value that you're able to offer a visitor on your website that gives them more insights as to your area of expertise. But ultimately what happens in the back of their minds is that you're influencing them. You're influencing them because you've provided this valuable information for them to be able to download for free. And then secondly, they read it, they see, wow, this person's very giving. They gave this to me for free. I really like that. Let me see if I can, reach out to them and have a conversation and then make up my mind. So those are all paths towards a conversion. So I know you spoke a little bit about a conversion equation earlier. Oh, can you speak to that a little bit about part of the buyer's journey where the conversion equation or the compelling offer, I think you referred to it as, come into play?
Yeah, so I typically advise doing this at every phase of the conversion equation, and the message can change a little bit. But again, the conversion equation, it goes in this order. It's an equation. So the first thing, again, is interrupt. So what is that problem? What gets your attention? It doesn't have to be negative necessarily, but sometimes that's what grabs people's attention. If it's that problem, if it's that frustration, it's that hot button that your prospect or buyer has, that's really what gets their attention. And then, like I said, the next piece is engage. So from that frustration, what's the sub headline that gets their attention? And then the educate is why your product or service is superior than anybody else. And then the offer goes back to how do you move them down the journey? Is it a free trial? Is it these certain things that help educate them to move them down the journey? And what I find is a lot of people just link to their websites. Websites are great. Websites are there for information. And when you're going down the buyer's journey, the website might be a piece of that, but most websites have a lot of information. They're very overwhelming. They do a lot of things, and they're there for a reason. But when you think about a prospect and their buyer's journey, you're trying to educate them, hit them with a very specific thing at once. So I always recommend creating a squeeze page. Some people call them landing pages. Landing pages do a little bit more, but the squeeze page is really about how do you follow that conversion equation and just getting one piece of information from them. So their email address, maybe the phone number. Email address is pretty easy to do. And then that way you can start to engage them and put them on what we call a drip campaign or lead nurturing. And that's an automated process that allows you to set up on your systems, and there's tons of them out there that you can utilize, that then puts them in a funnel that moves them down the buyer's journey automatically for you by providing different information as they move down to each one of those four realms that we talked about.
That is true. All of that is, it's all very, very true. Let's just break it down just a little for those that aren't super marketing savvy or tech savvy, especially when it comes to online. Talk about funneling or nurturing sequences or drip campaigns. Those are phrases that maybe not everybody understands. So I'm going to just move back a little bit to first talk about the squeeze page or this landing page and how it's uniquely different. I'm going to just do my bit, and then if you have anything to add, please do so.
Sure, thanks. I there are a lot out there all at once, so
yes,
thanks.
And I really, really, really want somebody who's tuning in today to walk away with a better understanding of what they need to do to help a buyer move toward a conversion through the buyer's journey. So when you have a squeeze page or a landing page, it still exists usually online. It usually exists maybe as a subpage of a website that only can be landed on when they get navigated there somehow, or through an ad, like Jason was saying, an ad. So if you're selling a specific product or a special event maybe you're hosting, you would not want to send a user to your website where they could get very confused as to what it is they're supposed to be looking through, because they're sorting through everything, right? That's your entire business location. So just send them to one page where you're just honing in on that one topic and then offering them a call to action. So it's clean, it's simple, it just guides their eye right to what you want them to do. And sometimes people, what they do on these squeeze pages is they remove all other parts of the website navigation other than the logo. And that way the user has no choice but to do something that you want them to do on that squeeze page in order to go back to where they were or whatnot. So that is a thought there. And then the drip campaigns could be either when somebody opts in for something, then they receive an email and or a text or both that would follow up with them, and then they could click on something within there, and then they could start receiving more information. Or, I mean, especially the texting, you usually have to get an opt-in on the texting part. But yeah, so that is a way you can like send out one email a day for like a series of like 7 days or 15 days. And you're educating them along the way and influencing them along the way. And ultimately you could gain a conversion from doing these things, all automated. Jason, do you have anything to add on that?
I think the only thing that I would add is the drip campaigns, the conversion. You know, most of the touch points can take between 20 and 100 times. And what we found is using that conversion equation I mentioned can minimize that between 5 and 12 touch points. So ideally, using that equation will help you as the owner of your company move your potential buyers or prospects down that buyer's journey much quicker than they would without having that in place.
Wow. Very, very powerful. Obviously, you can identify that if you have people landing on your website, if you just do a few more steps beyond just the face of everything, you could potentially be increasing conversions dramatically by doing nurturing sequences. And how those can be done there, it's very different per business and per platform, etc. So good tips though, Jason. Do you have this conversion equation calculator? I think you mentioned something like that. Do you have a place where they could go to kind of analyze their own existing buyer's journey workflow? Or yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to profitandrevenuecoach.com, there is I believe the link is marketing analytics, and if you click on that, it goes and you can actually get that conversion equation. You can download it, and it'll allow you to just kind of take a look at your own site. And I always encourage my clients and anyone I talk to, not only looking at their site, look at their competitor sites as well, so you can see what you're doing right or wrong. And I guess no one's wrong, but what you can be doing better. And then you can see what your competitors are doing. And then you can start to validate your results against what they have today.
Thank you for that resource. I think that it's incredibly valuable for small business owners. Most of us just want everything to work, but it does take some thought. It does take some analyzing. And it definitely, your message matters. And so it's great to understand different phases within the buyer's journey. It's also it's great to understand when you have people coming in, where are they at in the buyer's journey? Because your message will shift based upon where they're at in that buyer's journey. So if you want to learn more, I would suggest, reach out to Jason. He's here to honestly help small business owners be successful. And that's why he's our Tech with Heart Ambassador Business Coach. He really genuinely cares. So Jason, can you share with the audience, again, where they could go to maybe set up a free consultation with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Jason at profitandrevenuecoach.com. That's my email. You can also go to profitandrevenuecoach.com and reach out to me. In the tab that I was mentioning before, where you can download that free resource. And I love that resource. It's just so fun for me, I guess I'm a geek about it, but just to go look at other people's websites and just kind of evaluate what's going on. And there's so many really quick tips and thoughts that you can start to have and process. And the process does take some mental capacity to kind of think through, but it really starts to get the juices flowing. And the actual tab is called Marketing Evaluator. So it's there. You can click on it, download it. You don't even have to give me your email or anything like that. Just you can download it and go from there. And I'm here to help. So if you have that resource and you need some help moving past putting some numbers in there for your own self, that's what I'm here to do and help you all. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And so if you're a small business owner and you would like to grow alongside other innovative but yet heart-centered business owners, we invite you to come and join the Tech with Heart Network. We are a nonprofit organization focused on empowering, enlightening, and embracing small business owners to bring more technologies, systems, and strategies into their business so they can stay competitive and relevant in today's rapidly changing digital landscape. And Jason's starting to offer a lot more what we call enlightenment events. And then he offers, after the enlightenment period, we offer an empowerment like workshop where you can break through barriers that you've been struggling with in your business. This is one of those where you get in the weeds with somebody and you do practical exercises towards getting you where you need to go with your messaging or your workflows or your buyer journeys, etc. So please go check us out on techwithheartnetwork.com. And if you are a business expert and you have valuable insights that you are passionate about sharing with other small business owners, please, again, go to techwithheartnetwork.com and reach out to us and let us know what your area of expertise is and the topics that you would like to discuss. We'd love to hear from you and see if you're a really good fit for our audience. So techwithheartnetwork.com is where it's at. We are here for you, the small business owner, and here's to your success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revealio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revealio. Visit revealio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.